An introduction to question structures and wording. The UK theory driving test is not just a test of knowledge, but also of the comprehension and critical thinking. One of the most challenging aspects for many learners is understanding how questions are structured and worded. This module will guide you through the common formats and language patterns used in the test, helping you to interpret questions accurately and respond with confidence. By mastering this skill, you will be better equipped to identify exactly what each question is asking and to avoid some of the common pitfalls. So, types of question. The UK theory driving test uses a variety of question types to assess your understanding of road rules, safety, and best practices. Now, recognizing these different formats will help you approach each question with the right strategy. First one let's speak about is the scenario-based questions. Now, these present you with a hypothetical driving situation, an imaginary situation. You're asked to decide what action you should take or what the correct response would be. Scenario-based questions test your ability to apply rules in real-world context. Another type is direct knowledge questions. These are straightforward questions that assess your recall of facts, such as speed limits, road sign meanings, or basic rules of the road. They often require a precise answer based on the highway code. Situation and judgment questions, slightly different, but these questions ask you to evaluate a situation and make a safe or correct decision. They may describe the actions of other road users or unusual circumstances, requiring you to select the most appropriate response. Now, understanding which type of question you are facing enables you to tailor your reading and answer strategy accordingly. Now, language patterns in test questions. The wording of test questions is designed to be clear, but can sometimes be complex or misleading if not read carefully. Recognizing common language patterns can help you avoid that misinterpretation. Now, here are some of the patterns to watch out for. What we call absolute language. Now, words such as always, never, must, only, and all are definitive. That means there's no discrepancy about them. So be careful with these. Often they indicate a strict rule or exception. For example, you must always stop at a red traffic light. Another one is conditional language. Phrases like if, or when, unless, and except introduce special conditions. So, for example, you may overtake another vehicle if the road ahead is clear and it is safe to do so. Comparative language. This is a pattern where words such as more, less, greater, safer, or better. They ask you to make adjustments between options. For example, which of these is the safest action? Now, negative wording. Some questions may use negatives such as not, never, or least. These can be tricky, so pay close attention. For example, which of the following is not allowed when overtaking? Tip. Now, when reading a question, underline or mentally highlight these words, these keywords. They can significantly change the meaning of the question and enable you to get the correct answer. Decoding scenarios. Now, decoding is key to reading some of these questions. Now, scenario-based questions are a staple of the UK theory driving test. They simulate real-life situations to assess your practical application of the knowledge. Now, here's how to effectively decode these scenarios. This is a step-by-step approach to decoding. 1. Read the scenario carefully. Don't just skim over the text. Ensure you understand the situation being described. 2. Identify the key elements that we've just spoken about. Look for details about the location. For example, is it on the motorway? Is it an urban street? Look at the actors. That's, of course, the other people, the road users. For example, cyclists, pedestrians, or other drivers. And the action being described. For example, overtaking or stopping. Those kind of things. Spot the key words. Words like immediately, safely, should, and must offer clues about urgency and obligation. Number 4, recall relevant rules. Connect the scenario to what you know from the highway code or your driving lessons. For example, if the scenario is about driving in fog, remember the rules about lights and speeds. Evaluate all answers. Number 5, evaluate all answer options. Often, more than one answer may seem reasonable. Eliminate options that are unsafe, illegal, or do not address the specific circumstances. So an example scenario might be something like this. You are driving on a country road in thick fog. What should you do? Question. A. Drive at the speed limit to maintain traffic flow. B. Use your full beam headlights at all times. C. Use dipped headlights and drive at a safe speed. Or D. Overtake slower vehicles to avoid delays. Now, the correct answer is use dipped headlights, of course, and drive at a safe speed. But this demonstrates how scenario questions will require you to apply rules using dipped headlights in fog, adjusting speed to a specific context of the driving. Now, you've probably noticed already there's a lot of key terminology in the driving theory test, the UK driving theory test. The language of the UK theory test includes specific terms that have precise meanings in the context of driving. Understanding these terms improves your ability to interpret questions and select correct answers. Below are some commonly used terms and their explanations. Here are a list of some commonly used terms and their explanations. Give way means yield or stop to other road users, allowing them to go before you. Overtake, pass another vehicle traveling in the same direction. Clearway, a road where stopping is prohibited except in emergencies. A dual carriageway, a road with which is separated lanes, has separated lanes for traffic moving in opposite directions. A hard shoulder, the edge of a motorway or dual carriageway reserved for emergencies. Dipped headlights, as we've just been speaking about. Headlights angled downwards to prevent dazzling other drivers, used in poor visibility conditions. The box junction. Now, this is an area marked with yellow crisscross lines you'll see on the road where you must not enter unless your exit is clear. And a pelican crossing, as most will know, even pedestrians, is a pedestrian crossing with traffic lights operated by pedestrians. It specifically mentions them in the highway code. When encountering unfamiliar terminology in a question, take a moment to recall its definition, as misunderstanding a term can lead to selecting the wrong answer. Practical examples and real-world applications. Now, applying your understanding of question structures and wording is vital for success in the test and for real-world driving. Now, here's some practical examples. Example 1, recognizing the negative questions. Example question, which of the following is not a reason to use your horn? A, to alert others of your presence. B, to let others know you are angry. C, to warn others of danger. Or D, to avoid a collision. Here, the wording is not, signals that you are looking for an incorrect use. The correct answer is to let others know you are angry. Example 2, deciphering comparative language. Slightly different. This is a question, which action is safer when approaching a zebra crossing? A, increase your speed to cross before pedestrians. B, slow down and be prepared to stop. C, sound your horn to warn pedestrians. Or D, ignore pedestrians waiting at the curb. The word safer indicates a comparative judgment. The safest action is to slow down and be prepared to stop. Tips for mastering question structures and wording. Okay, these are quite important actually. Read every question in full. Don't rush. Just important details are often in the wording to the question. Look for key words and phrases. Highlight a note or a note of absolute or conditional or negative or comparative terms, as we discussed. Eliminate obviously wrong answers. Use your knowledge in the question structure to rule out any incorrect choices. Practice with a variety of questions, different question types, exposure to different formats will all help you to become familiar with the test style. Review definitions. Make a glossary of all unfamiliar terms as you study. These are practical advice, practical tips. So in conclusion, understanding how questions are structured and worded is a vital skill for mastering the UK theory driving test. By recognising question types, decoding language patterns and knowing key terminology, you'll be able to interpret questions accurately and answer them with confidence. Remember to practice regularly. Review real test examples and seek clarification on any terms or patterns you find challenging. This foundation will not only help you to pass the theory test, but also become a safer, more knowledgeable driver on the UK roads.